Hello and welcome to another episode. This time featuring the base from last episode where I've shown off already all of the features on the outside here. And right now it's not very much to look at because it's just an outside. It's just a facade. Because down here, if we go back into the waterfall and go into the entrance, you can see here that I've done very, very little on the inside. We have just built up the whole thing, the whole area, but on the inside it's still a little bit forgotten. And in today's episode, I'm going to focus on getting this area ready for all of the contraptions, all of the stuff that I want to put in here. Because what I've done or what I want to do for this season is to have a little bit of a different approach to what I do, because I want to change some stuff up, because otherwise it's going to be very repetitive if you have watched a lot of my episodes. So I want to sort of get a feeling for maybe trying to make a base where we have a lot of the features, a lot of the farms that can be built in any area inside the base or in close proximity to it. So, for example, of course, we're going to have a sorting system. We also have all of the different stuff that usually a base is having inside it. But I also want to, for example, put in some sugarcane, some bamboo. I maybe even want to put in a kelp farm. We're going to put in super smelters and everything like that. So I really want to sort of make this area a one-stop place for me, so I don't need to go out in further areas to go out and gather stuff from my farms. I want to also try and connect all of the farms on the inside, at least, to the sorting system, so I don't need to actually empty it out and get to look into it when I need to or when it fills up. Instead, we can just, when we need to, shut off the farms, and when they're not needed, get them going when they are needed, and then everything gets put into the sorting system automatically, even maybe having them put in as some sort of feature with the shulker boxes and everything like that. I haven't thought of that yet, but it's still in the progress of making it. So what I've started with is actually getting the dimensions for this. I have come up with a design inside my creative world, so I know what template I should go for and what I want to do. But then I've gone with making these small tunnels here, and they are on the outer edge of how big the base is going to be. We are on the middle layer though, because we're going to put stuff both below and above. So this is going to be the roof, of course, because it's on the roof on the outside. And then we're going to make the sort of inside having a bit of a feature. So this is going to be the middle floor where we get in, where the entrance is. And then down here we're going to have a lower floor where I put a lot of the stuff that I want over here, and on both sides. So we're sort of splitting the base in the middle with this entrance that we have here. So it's going to be that. And then, of course, we're going to dig away a lot further down and further into the mountain here, so I can get a little pretty big amount of space actually to get everything working. So I have a lot of things to do, because as you can see here, I can just walk and show you guys that all of this is going to be empty. On this side here, it's going to be all empty and not have anything. And it's going to be empty on all of the sides. You can see here, I can go and you see very, very far away maybe that it ends here, but it's a very, very big gap. If I remember correctly, when I measured this, it's around 160, 180 blocks. So it's going to be a big inside, but I want to get the place to work here. So we're going to start big and maybe even go bigger once we need more space. Okay, so a couple of hours later, and not much has changed on the outside here. I just wanted to show you guys that I had a lot of plans to fill all of these different chests, but I didn't do it. So it's just to get a feeling for how much we got here. I've filled a couple of these things with a lot of stuff. I even went out to a mining section to get more of the tough blocks to get tough bricks. But still, I didn't manage to gather all of the items, so much of these chests are empty. But that is not the reason for this part of the episode. Instead, we're going to go inside and I want to show you guys the progress. Because last time you saw this, it was very filled with dirt and stone. Right now, everything is emptied out. I've gone down and have emptied out the whole area. We're going to, of course, put up some walls in here and decorate the whole place, even put in a proper roof. But right now, I just wanted to give you guys the sort of feeling for how big this area is going to be. The walls are only going to protrude out. I think it's going to be around 1 or 2 blocks on this side and just 1 block on this side, or maybe 2 there also. And of course I'm going to have staircases and everything in here so we can get down. The only thing I've done in here is actually place all of the tough brick blocks, so I did get the floor down, and it took me a couple of hours to do that as well because I had to go out and gather more tuff. It's still not done though, because I have these 2 chambers that sticks out on either one of the sides of the whole area, the same on the outside of course. They are a little bit different in size though, so I think if I remember correctly this is the smaller or bigger one. Oh, and we got some company. There, great. Okay, so back here. I think this is a smaller one, and I'm thinking of having like maybe 1 or 2 farms inside of both of these areas where I can just take the thing that they produce and get them into the actual sorting system of this place, which is going to be placed in here as well. It's going to take up one of these sides, I'm thinking at least. Okay, so small interlude away from the base, because I am in need of a lot of materials, as you probably know. And right now I needed this contraption to actually make the one of the items. And that item is going to be smooth basalt, that you can see here. I've already gathered up all of the things that I probably will need. I probably will have to come back here, but I wanted to update you guys a little bit on what I'm doing right now with gathering materials. I already have moss, and now we have smooth basalt, which is going to be one of the bigger blocks types inside of the base design. So just to explain how this works then, well, for those of you who don't know how you make basalt, you don't have to go out into a basalt delta that you can probably see down below in some of the nether. Instead, you can just use it like this. So I don't know if you noticed, but you can see that we have blue ice here and lava on top. And then we have soil down below. And what happens is that when lava gets put in close proximity to the blue ice and the soil, it makes basalt. And what I'm doing is, of course, that I'm taking away the basalt with my pickaxe. You can see how very damaged it is, and further away. And then down below I just have minecarts here, hopper minecarts, that put everything into here, into this chest, and this chest picks up this thing, and then we have a regular distribution system for some furnaces here that you can get to smelt the basalt. So yeah, that's the only thing here, and I only have the beacon here because we need to have haste and efficiency 5 on the pickaxe to make this work. And then I have a little bit of a redstone contraption here to make it work with having the minecart not just bump back and forth here and not pick up so many items. Instead we have one hopper clock that goes here, and when it's on either one of the sides, this is on and it's off, and when it's off, the minecart can pick up some of the items inside the chest that has assembled, and then it can go out and distribute it. It's not the completely best contraption in this. I have some wonky things. For example, the minecarts are mostly putting stuff inside of these first ones, and doesn't always pick up enough to fill all of these, and yeah, it's a little bit wonky, but it works. And like I said, I've gotten 5 shuttle boxes here filled with nether or smooth basalt that I'm going to need. So I'm going to go back into the base and start placing those blocks, and we'll see after a short progress update once more. So now we're back at the base again, and a lot of things has happened, and I just want to show you guys the progress that has been made since last clip. And right now we are standing in my work area where you can see I have a lot of items right now and there's a lot of stuff. This is not of course going to be here later on. I'm also in the progress of making some things work, so bear in mind that some things will change in the future. But right now we have this big area inside of the base, which is going to be filled with farms and stuff that will be needed. But right now we have all the walls and the roof and the floors done almost. I'm going to decorate the floor a little bit, but I need the items that's going to go into here, the, for example, sorting system and everything like that first before actually putting decoration. So right now we only have walls and rooftop, even though you can't see much of it. And I just want to go here towards the entrance of the base and show you guys the whole thing in its full glory. So we have it here. It's not much to look at right now, I know, but I still feel like this is going to be a great sort of entranceway. I wanted to be keeping it pretty simple, but still having some parts poking through and making a statement. So right now I've gone with a sort of contrast to the outside where we have a lot of blues and water features and also the blue fire and of course all of these water canals. I did bring it into here as well, so we have the water in the floor here that's going to be kept, and I'm thinking that this is where the source of the water has come from. I know that I talked about it a bit earlier or even in the last episode, but I'm thinking that the water that comes from this place and fills up the whole area around here is coming from the temple where we have this sacred something water pond in the middle here, and that features infinite water or something like that. Something magical. But yeah, that's a sort of lore thing that I want to just keep having in this place, but it's not going to be a roleplay SMP or something, so just keep in mind for that, at least. And then, of course, with the blue, I went with having moss and greenery around here because I thought that it would look great. It would make the temple type of building look a little bit more worn, and the greenery has taken over a little bit. So maybe once upon a time the moss carpet was actual carpet, and now it has turned into moss type of things and so forth and everything like that. And then of course at the end of this bridge that we have here, the phoenix symbol, which also is a feature outside on the walls there. So I wanted to bring it inside of here, and I had this wall blank in my creative world when I was testing it out, and I thought that well, maybe I could bring the phoenix down here. And I'm still on the fence if I want to bring the blue fire as well, or if I want to keep the frog lights in here. I've used frog lights a lot because I think the green ones, the verdant ones, is very nice to keep in this environment where we have a lot of greenery. Right now you can probably see a little bit of hint of the rooftop and or roof I should say, not the rooftop. But it's kept mostly in the dark because I wanted to be kept dark. I wanted to light the place up a little bit, like you can see I've done on the walls here. It's going to of course feature light things here as well instead of the torches. But for now it's just mob proofing, and I wanted to keep the dark and just get hints of it around the place. So for example, you can see somewhere I have some light features, somewhere in the roof here you can probably see, if not due to compression does too much to it, you can see that I have small light features, and that's because there are holes in the roof when I was digging it out, and we have small caverns in the roof above the leaf that we have here. But right now I just want to show you guys how it looks in case of me showing it of another type. And if I change the gamma so we get a lot of light level in here, you can see that the whole roof is made out of leaf blocks. And if I remember correctly now, it's dark oak leaves, it's jungle leaf and mangrove leaves. So I went with these leaf types mostly because I have a resource pack that makes the dark oak leaves look a little bit darker than regular oak leaves. And then when I was testing it out in my creative world, my whole creating world is plains biome. So first I had actually azalea leaves inside of here. But when I started placing leaves in the rooftops over in this biome, well, this is a taiga forest, an old taiga forest. So I think it's the mangroves and the jungle actually did make a much darker hue than the azalea leaves. So the azalea leaves didn't match up. So that's why I went with using dark oak leaves instead and just going into a very, very random pattern of blotches and pops and everything like that. So it looks as natural as it can be in Minecraft at least. But we're not going to see much of the whole roof. It's just going to be a hint of it, as I've said, when we have light features. And it's just to get this murky sort of feeling inside the temple, also getting that it's greenery that has taken over. So we get more of that feeling. Together with this, I just want to show off a little bit of what's on the walls as well. We have very different copper trapdoors going around here, and that's because when I made the trapdoors, most of them were in this not oxidized state, and some of them I actually put out here to oxidize, and then I felt like, yeah, I can't be bothered. It takes more time to place them than it actually takes for them to oxidized sometimes. So I felt like, yeah, I'm going to go with putting the copper trapdoors in its natural state and then just wait out the long time it takes for them to actually oxidize. You can see that some of them have done, and that's because I put a lot of them inside of when I was picking up the ones that had actually oxidized, and I also had a lot of them kept in my shulker boxes for later use. So that's why we have a little bit of a different color scheme here. Everything is supposed to be in this color scheme when we are done. So all oxidized copper, even the trapdoors here and the ones on the stairs here are going to oxidize eventually. But it takes time because if you don't know, you need to place copper 4 blocks apart for it to oxidize a little bit faster than it does if they are close in proximity. But I think also that it's some sort of theory going around Minecraft world that when you have, for example, a little bit of oxidization going on and a bit of the different stages, then the copper around them actually oxidizes faster. So I don't know how much that is proven, or if it's faster than placing them 4 blocks apart or something like that. But yeah, so we're just going to wait for them to oxidize. It's going to take a while, and while I'm building other stuff in here, it's going to oxidize. So yeah, it's just going to take a little while before we get the whole finished look of this base. So there we have it. This is the whole area actually. I think shown off everything that I've built since you guys saw it last time. I showed off most of the area, but now we have all of the decoration inside of it. We have everything inside, and it feels great because now I'm going to start building the stuff and get infrastructure. You saw down below where I had all my shulker boxes. I need to desperately get them sorted because for each project I do, they get more and more messy, and I can't keep up with having to try and sort everything out each and every one of the times when I need to leave stuff behind. So with that little tour over, we're going to actually say goodbye for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did, maybe leave a like, maybe leave a comment, and tell me what you liked about the episode. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see each other. Goodbye.